Hey everyone, it's Chris again. Thanks for joining us. Today's live, we're actually going to be doing some work on a dryer, but we're going to be doing it a little bit differently. Um, Most of you all know Sarah, who helps out as we do these lives. She's throwing the questions out to me and running all the stuff in the background. Well, we got talking the other day about our videos, and we show people how to fix things themselves. So we started talking about the quality of the video and does it actually show everything that needs to be shown. So what we're doing today is we've got a dryer that got a broken belt, and Sarah's going to do the repair today. Now, she's never repaired a dryer before. All she's done is watched one of our videos to show her how to do it. So she's going to attempt the repair, and we're going to find out if what we put in the video was enough for her to be able to actually change the belt and get the dryer working again. So this should be a little bit of fun. And as well, while we're here, of course, if you get any appliance questions regarding dryers or anything else, just throw them in and we'll do our best to answer them. So that's what we're doing today. Hey, Sarah.
Hi.
Come on in here. Sarah's our repair tech today.
Yes, and the only home repair I've ever done is cleaning my dishwasher filter. I have a very weak stomach, so anything has to be easier and less gross than that.
Oh, well, hopefully we don't find any rodents inside this guy.
Or spiders.
Or spiders. Yeah, no
Spiders.
guarantee. Okay, so Sarah's watched the video of how to do this. So she's going to take what she learned and go ahead and try and fix it. So I'm just going to show you the dryer so you know that it really is broken. So you can see it's running, but the drum's not turning. So there's no question the belt's broken. So based on that, Sarah's going to take it apart and see what she's going to do to change the belt. Sarah, I'll unplug it, keep you safe.
Yeah. Number one
Yep.
step of every repair is either unplug or shop switch.
Yep. And if you're ever in doubt as to whether you should or not, unplug it.
Alright, so the video in question that I watched was one of ours on doing the whole dryer maintenance kit. It was like belt, rollers. It was 10 minutes long. I watched the whole thing. So it's gonna take me longer than 10 minutes to do this, but we're gonna do it. Alright, the very first thing was taking out coolant filter,
There you go.
which is pretty gross.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like rusty and burnt, so those are also replaceable parts if needed.
Yeah. So this is an older machine. It's probably about 15, 16 years old, and I don't think it's had a lot of maintenance. So God knows what we're going to find in here. Now, one of the tricks in doing service, and Sarah wouldn't have seen this in the video. This is just a little thing. Maybe it's because I'm clumsy, but anytime we were doing this repair, I just put a cloth in here where the lint filter went, because these screws that have to come out, if you happen to drop it, it's going to go through into that dryer duct, and then you're going to take the whole dryer apart in order to get that screw out. And you can't leave it because it goes right down to where the blower is. So anyway, just a little trick. With those, you just stuff a rag in there, and that'll keep the screw from disappearing on you. I'm trying to screws today.
2. Loose screws all over the place.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're popping the hood.
Yep.
Okay,
You got it.
so there's little clips. There's one.
Yeah.
And then there's another one here.
Yep.
Again, I have never done this before.
No, they can be a little tricky.
I think I just secured it back. Again.
There you go.
Now this one decided to lock itself. We're in. Okay.
So with these dryers, the top has to be lifted in order to get at the screw to take the rest of it apart. Now the nice thing is that we've got a back wall here, as would be typically in your home. But if you had your dryer pulled out and it was in the middle of the room you're servicing it, you can just take a string or a wire, run it from the top, down to the cabinet to hold that from flopping right back.
Oh, okay. So for the comment that came in for the new viewer, we are fixing a dryer. And Chris, if you want to bring the camera closer.
Yep.
There is, you can see a big old black mark on it where the belt used to be. So this, there used, like that's where the belt used to live.
That's
and
right.
now there's no, so she's a little scorched. There's no belt anymore.
Right. Chances are we'll find that somewhere down inside the machine. Because when these belts break, there's a really a loud banging sound, and then of course it stops tumbling. Some machines, some makes of dryers are designed that if the belt breaks, it shuts the dryer down right away. So you come back and your clothes are still wet, and you wonder what's going on, and then you go to redo them, and the machine won't start.
And these are the little clips I was trying to loosen up there.
Yeah, on this model, they're plastic. On some of the older models, they used to be metal, and they were even maybe a little bit more cantankerous to pop than these ones were.
Okay. So next step is wire harness.
Right.
Boop, that's all that is.
Yep. So that's the wiring harness that goes to the door switch.
Door switch.
And the nice thing with that is that the way it's designed, you don't have to worry about when you go to put it back together which way it goes. It'll only go one way, so it makes it really easy to reconnect back.
Okay, so next I am taking the door off.
Yeah.
That is ratchet.
Yeah, that's a 5/6. That's
okay.
That's a 5/16 nut driver.
Okay. Lefty loosey. Okay. I don't have a little cloth to catch these if I lose them this time.
No. If you lose it this time, then we just go down to the bottom of the machine and find it. Good stuff. You really did watch the video.
I watched it many times.
Good stuff.
Okay, so this just slips.
Yep.
This off.
Just pull forward and lift off.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, got a drum. Got a drum
Yep.
coming at me.
Yep.
I
Oh.
swear it's not hearing my voice. We got a door.
All righty. Throw that to one side.
Here's mine.
Sure.
So just, I don't want to bend the wires on it. Okay.
All right.
Here,
Well, just so you know, if you break it, you bought it.
she's vintage. Okay.
All right.
Now we don't have to take the. Oh, here's the belt.
There we go.
Found the belt.
Yeah.
So this is a dryer belt.
Yeah, definitely separated.
Yeah. That's not very.
Yep.
They're not very big.
No, they're not. Dryer
Just a
belts
thin little-
are kind of a surprise for a lot of people. They're not very wide. Yeah, you can see this one just separated. Here. So yeah, that's just normal wear and tear, and that's what happens to them. But no belt, no drum turn.
Just taking a peek at the comment section. So again, even though I'm doing the repair, if you have expert questions, Chris is still going to answer them for you. Okay, and then we're taking drum comes out.
That's right.
Okay, drum is coming out.
You got her.
It's not heavy, it's just.
Yep, well done.
Now we can make a fire pit, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so
Ooh, okay. This is.
that's your idler pulley. That would have made a loud bang when the belt actually broke, and then it just lays at the bottom until you can recover it.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So as you can see, this machine's been well used. There's a ton of lint and stuff built up on it. So Sarah, how about I do the cleaning since you're doing the fixing?
Okay.
And I'll just jump into the shop vac and clean that out.
I will give you all the insider view of a dryer.
I hope my wife doesn't see this. She doesn't think I know how to use a vacuum. got the worst of it.
Right. That also explains the burning smell when we started it up
Yes,
earlier.
yeah, that will do it.
So that's the importance of cleaning your lint filters, everybody, is it gets in by the motor, and that's how you have dryer fires.
That's how it happens.
All right.
And one of the things you'll see, if you do take a dryer apart and there's a ton of lint down in this bottom area, like what we just cleaned out, that's a sign that the drum seal, the seal that's on the right here on your drum, this seal, if it's worn enough, then you're going to have air getting past it. You're going to get a reduced performance in how it dries, but you're also going to get a lot of that lint now falling down into the base of the machine. And again, to Sarah's point, it will create a fire hazard.
Am I changing everything?
Well, we may as well while we got it apart.
Do we have? Okay, so when you are maintaining your dryer, you get a fun little kit that comes with everything. So we have a brand new belt that is in one continuous piece.
Yep.
We got new rollers.
Yep. And I think there was I hit it on you, but there was a new idler pulley
And a
too.
new pulley. Okay.
Yep.
New pulleys. Do we get clips?
Some of the kits come with the tri-rings, others don't.
I'm just checking the comments again. We're good. Okay. No questions as of yet.
Yep.
Okay, so this is old pulley.
Yep.
Old pulley away.
We'll discard that one.
All right. Yep. And let's take those guys off. More tools.
Yep.
This, you said it just, this is a yank.
Yeah. So that supporting bracket, I think, has a screw that mounts it into the floor. So we'll probably have to pop that out. Yeah.
We forgot a step. Oh,
Yep.
no, and it's
Yeah, it's a funny thing the manufacturers do. They like to use different head screws. Some are just Phillips head. Some will be a 5/16 or 1/4 inch. So it's not like you can just go in and service the product with just one particular style of screwdriver or wrench. Very good.
this is where I'm gonna meet my downfalls. These little guys.
So on the assembly line, when the manufacturer puts the rollers that support the drum on their shafts, they hold them in place with a little plastic clip called a tri-clip. It's actually triangle shaped. And there we go. That's a tri-clip. So in some cases, they get brittle over time from heat and they'll break and you have to replace them. If you don't have new ones when you go to do it, you'll actually find that you can get by without it. The drum can't move forward or backwards because it's installed between the front bulkhead and the back. So the rollers cannot come off the shafts if a tri-clip is missing.
Which is good because I definitely broke this guy taking it
Yeah,
off.
well, most of them do break, so that's fine.
That's our old drum support roller. This is our new one.
Very good. So these drum support rollers, they have a bearing right in the center of them. And it's when they make the bearing, it has oil squeezed into it to lubricate it. So a lot of people will take, when these rollers start to get noisy, they may take their dryer apart and get a big gob of grease and put it on that shaft, and it will quiet them down. It'll stop the squeak for a little while, but it always comes back.
You could definitely break this guy too.
No, that's coming out of your pay. So when so if you do put grease in there, you're now giving a really great source for any lint or dirt to get caught into it, which will get pulled into the bearing and it'll self-destruct the drum roller even quicker. So if you've got a reason you're getting a squeaking noise, your drum rollers are worn, they need to be replaced.
I don't know if you can see there's all kinds of crud in there too.
Oh yeah,
Made its way out of the lint.
Yeah, that guy would have started squeaking when he got warmed up a bit.
You're sure we don't need new retaining clips? Okay.
Yep.
That's good because they're
If you have them, great. If you got a kit that they came with, you know, that's fantastic. But if you're in the middle of repair and one broke and you don't have it, you don't have to let it hold you up from using your dryer. You need a cloth?
Yeah, it's look at all the, and it doesn't matter which way these go
Nope,
on, right?
they can go on either way. You just want to take, as Sarah's doing now, just take a rag and clean that shaft off. And so there's no debris on it when the new roller goes in place.
this guy was a struggle to get on and off.
Yeah. You'll always find a bit of hair and stuff wrapped around them, which makes it a little bit of a pain. And if you've used the dryer with worn drum rollers over a long period of time, those shafts may become scored. And if you don't replace the shafts, then you're just going to prematurely wear out your new drum rollers. So
I didn't think this one had another triangle clip, but
No.
the wad of hair is actually
Oh,
blocking it.
there you
so
go.
We've got an extra layer of cushion.
Yeah.
Okay, that one went a lot better.
Yeah, and you'll notice it's nice and smooth and quiet. Yeah, perfect.
If I have them, new clips would go on both of those at this point.
Yep.
But we're not
Actually,
gentle.
Yeah, I think there is one in the bag here. So I would put it on that one on the right because the bracket on the left one is going to hold that drum roller in place anyway.
Now it's the trick to not break it putting it on. You just shove her in there?
Yep, just push her on.
I am weak. Maybe. Ooh. Okay, is that as far as it goes?
Yep, just
Oh,
goes
okay.
into that groove and you're all set.
Cool. Very
Excellent.
She's on.
So
Spinning.
for anybody that's just joining us and wondering what the devil's going on, Sarah is being me today. She's actually doing the repair on the dryer, which is, I guess we're changing the rollers, the idler pulley, and the belt on this older dryer. And
We're trying to prove that a YouTube video is enough to get you to do a DIY repair.
exactly.
He's done this for 4 years. I've been doing this for 14 minutes.
There you go. So Sarah's watched one of her videos on how to do this, and she decided she would try and put the video into action and see if it would really give her the guidance in order to do the repair. And then when she's got it all done and back together and everything's working, we'll ask Sarah, if she felt the video was good enough instruction, if there was something we may have missed or could have explained better or differently. And it just kind of gives us a little insight as to whether the video is as effective as we thought it was going to be, and we'll follow the control to see if we can do anything better.
Won't leave anything inside the dryer. That didn't
Nope, that's looking
already
good.
come here. We're up. Okay. So drum.
Drum.
Okay.
Yep.
And belt side in?
Correct.
Okay. Oh, to show you put the loop the belt.
Yeah,
now,
you
right?
can. I usually do. It just helps give me a little bit of leverage in order to do it. Yeah.
Pulley goes in there. Okay.
And yeah, you can set that in there on the floor if you want, or set it into place.
There, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Again, if I didn't have Chris physically here with me, I'd be starting and stopping the YouTube video over and over again.
And that's what we do. Like, it's not unusual. Even service technicians in today's world, there's so much product out there, so many different styles, so many different brands. Technicians, if they haven't seen or not familiar, don't remember how something comes apart, they're going to jump on, and a lot of them use our website and look up the part, and then there's a video attached. The video is helping them through the repair as well.
So the belt has a flat side and a grooved side.
Right.
And the grooved side goes against the machine.
Correct.
Flat side up.
Yep.
So.
And that's really important, because if you do it the other way, the belt will slip, or in other words, the drum will slip, and the motor will be running, the drum will be slipping inside the belt, and then you'll wind up wearing out the belt.
Okay. It is, again, it's very thin, but it's stronger than
Yeah,
it
makes a good
looks.
handle.
And you're setting this on rollers. Sorry, it's noisy, guys. Sorry. Get in.
There you go.
Nope. No, it's not.
Yeah, you're close.
It's not
Yeah,
good.
I think you got it. So the goal is that you wind up setting this groove of the drum onto the roller. There you go.
We sure she's
Yeah, you can give it a little rotation if you want while you've got it there, and you'll probably feel it start to roll down into place. Yeah, I think you're
Okay.
good.
And then we just want to make sure this isn't twisted, right? Looks like the belt's okay too.
Yeah. And the nice thing is the old belt left that trail, as Sarah mentioned earlier, so you know exactly where your new belt needs to go, so it'll line right up with your motor pulley and your idler pulley.
All right, here's the part where I'm not dreading. I don't know if dreading is the right word. This is the part where.
This is the tough part.
Is this supposed to be? Is this another thing we need to fix?
Yeah, no, that's the
supposed to
drum
have a crack in
bearing.
it?
That's the front drum bearing, and it does have a separation in it.
Okay, cool. As long as that's supposed to be there.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, so this is where we have to get the belt around the pulleys.
Yeah.
So apologies, you're gonna have to look at the back of my head for a bit. We have to keep the drum up. All right. Ooh, okay, please don't kill me. Okay, that fell out of where it was.
Yeah.
There?
Yep. Great. You got it.
Get in. Okay. And here's our belt. How did we do that? Okay. Let's see how good our shoulders are. Like we're pulling. All right. Stay. Is it supposed to fit in there?
Yep.
Okay.
You got to get that little tab, the front piece down into that slot.
Okay. This doesn't want to stay in the slot. There's that one.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whew. I would say if you're going to do this at home, get an extra set of hands. That's my advice.
Now, after you've done 30 or 40 of them, they'll be easy as can be.
All right. So the little loop goes through.
Yeah.
That's out of the
Yeah.
out of the notch again.
Yeah. There you go.
It's fighting me. Stay in your spot, please. Okay. And you need to come all the way over
There
here.
you go.
And get on the motor pulley.
Perfect. Well done.
Okay.
Yeah. That's probably the most physical part of the whole job.
I don't need to go to the gym later. We're fine.
And you got her.
All right. And then belt. Okay. So it's belt comes around, goes under, around the motor pulley, and back around the drum.
Perfect.
And this is in the notch it's supposed to be in.
Yep. Good stuff.
All right. I'm going off the floor now.
All right.
Okay. And then that is in.
Yeah, that'll stay right where it's at.
And got the. Ooh, got a good sound?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's all good.
Okay. And that is, and it's fine for the belt to be on the exact same
Yep,
groove as before?
that's ideal. That's exactly what you
Ooh,
want.
okay. It's there. All right, so reversing all the steps.
Yep.
Door goes back on.
Right.
Door next. Okay.
All right, we'll trade places.
We're gonna check the comment section quickly.
Yeah. See how many people are laughing at us.
Someone wants to know if the process is the same for an LG. We're working on a Kenmore.
Right. So this one is a Kenmore. It's built by Whirlpool. For the LG, it's very similar. Now this is the older style with the console on top, but if this was a matching dryer for a front load, it would be very similar. The top would have to come off, then the front's removed, and the process is basically the same. You'll find almost all dryers are using this pretty much the same design.
We do have one question that came in on YouTube. So this person has a 6-year-old Whirlpool dryer, suddenly started making a vibrating, rattling sound,
Okay.
but it does dry and the drum turns. The vibrating does not appear to be due to rubbing against anything.
Okay, so sometimes what'll happen, and I'll just sidetrack us here a little bit, Sarah. Sometimes what'll happen inside the drum where these baffles are, these are the baffles that help flip your clothes around as they go through the dryer. Objects will manage to slip in between the metal and the baffle itself, and that can be anything from a bobby pin to a paper clip to coins, dimes and stuff will get in there. And when the drum's turning, they make a rattling, vibrating type sound. So it might be that. And if it is, most of these dryers, you can remove the screws and take these baffles out and get out whatever's in there. So it's either that or you may have something that's caught here in the back where the drum felt is. Sometimes you'll get, again, paper clips and things like that, or even a coin that'll get in between the drum felt and the bulkhead, and that will make a noise as well when the drum's rotating.
Hopefully that answers the question.
Yeah, exactly.
And if anyone does need to do their own repairs, we have a special discount code that's going to be available just for the weekend. If you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, it's up on your screen now. If you're on TikTok, I'll put it in the comments. But if you go to partselect.com, look up your model number, find your parts, you can save 10% for this weekend.
Perfect.
Hopefully this motivates you to fix everything on your list.
There you go. So that just means you have to place your order by this weekend. It doesn't mean you have to fix it this weekend. So good chance if you do need to do the service.
All right.
All right.
Since you're over here.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we got the door.
Yep.
We got little notches.
Right.
Little notches to line up. This is where
So
my
Sarah's,
next struggle will be. I was reading the comments on our channel
Yeah.
about what people
Yeah.
struggled with.
so this style machine, older machines used to have clips down here. In fact, the notch is still there where they used to be, but now they've gone to these style, and these are like little hooks. And those little hooks go into the front, into these holes. So what Sarah's got to do is bring the front in, line up the drum to the front, and manage to get those little hooks to go into that notch on both sides. And sometimes it goes the very first try and you think, wow, I'm good. Other times it can take you like 15 minutes of just biting your tongue or holding your tongue just the right way in order to get it to fit into place.
So when you will place your bets. Okay. All right.
Well, I'd like to say it goes right the first time, but then I'll kind of be a little annoyed because I've spent some days way too much time trying to get that back together.
I think we're going to be on the way too much time track today.
So I found it's the easiest when you try to do one side first and then do the other side afterwards as compared to trying to get them both.
The drum is fighting me. Where are you? Ah, is that it?
I think so. Let me see. Nope, not quite. No, you're close.
Ooh, watch your fingers.
Yeah,
there.
I shouldn't have had them in the way.
There.
There you go. Yep, that one's in.
Did we get them both up?
You
We had a
did.
2-for-1 special.
Holy jumping. Yeah,
Alright, beauty.
you're annoying.
Coming for your job.
Here.
All right, it's gonna be Service Tech Sarah and Cleaning with Chris is our brand new series.
There you go. Cleaning with Chris. What an awful thought.
Showed that shop vac how it was done. All right, so now wire harness.
Yep.
Back together, so our door switch works. And then put it in. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna get a T-shirt that has, or I don't know, a poster, righty tighty, lefty loosey. The number of times you want to say that when taking a machine apart, not be exaggerated. Good, it's in there. The door opens,
Very good.
and then this should spin,
Yeah,
right?
it's
Okay.
just spinning.
Ooh, we got a
Oh, there you go.
twist. Okay.
So that's one of the reasons we do this now is just to rotate, make sure the belt is laying flat. And the other thing we're doing is looking at this drum seal to make sure that it didn't get curled in underneath. And if it did, then you can really, it's pretty easy to fix. You can actually just pull the drum ahead a little bit, pull that out to make it lay the way it should. Now this older machine it's probably due to have that drum felt change. Maybe we'll schedule that for sometime later on and do that. That's a horrible job. No, I'm just kidding you. No, I'm just kidding you. It's all good. It's actually quite easy to do. It's just you have to glue the felt on, and I just make an awful big mess. But anyway.
To do that, we have to take it all apart again.
Oh,
take
yeah.
The belt off. Take the pulleys out again.
Yeah, but you're a pro now.
I know what I'm doing
You're
now.
gonna whip that thing apart in no time.
All right, so now tops come down.
Top come down.
All right. Is this like putting the hood down on the car?
Yep.
Make sure it.
Yeah.
We're not gonna slam it, I guess, but.
There we go.
She's on. Okay.
Excellent.
Now, these.
Did that line right up the holes?
Yep.
Huh.
I pushed it down a little.
Oh, that's awesome. That ductwork where Sarah's putting the screws, it kind of floats on the top. These screws actually is what line it up to hold it in place. So once you put the top down, in most cases, you've got to just slip your hand into where the duct assembly is and pull it in the right spot so that the screws line up.
There's one lined up. Let's see.
Well, one of the tricks you'll find is, there you go, now you're talking. Yep. Don't tighten the screw down, the first screw. Leave that a little bit loose so that makes it easier to line up the second one.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Lesson learned. Watch this be the most difficult part. Is trying to just get the lint filter back in. Doesn't want to.
It's really tricky to line up, is it?
Yeah. All right.
Oh, you got her. You got her.
Doesn't want the fun to end. All right. So
your time on this is pretty good. You shouldn't have any problem getting your other 9 service calls done today.
So this is my own dryer. I would not be putting this guy back in.
Yeah, it's probably due for replacement. When you think of the age of this machine, it's not in horrible shape. And be curious to know just how many loads this thing has done.
I'm going to see if my work actually worked.
Yep. There you go.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to stand back.
Do you need to come around this side so you can make sure, do that fancy thing where you open the door, but it kept spinning? What are we doing? Bypassing the switch?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll do this so everybody can see.
Okay. Does this need to?
Yep. Turn her up there to some time. Hit your button.
Hit the button.
There we go.
Still noisy, but
yeah.
It spins.
But you know what's interesting, and we didn't notice it from the first time, is just listen to this dryer when it starts. That drag and that noise is actually coming from the motor. That motor has a bad bearing in it. But that's a repair for another day.
Oh, we're on to motors next. I'm going to need to watch more videos.
And we've got the videos.
All right. I'm going to go through our TikTok comments now and see if we
Okay.
have questions on appliances that we can answer. Let's see here. Okay. So we talked on support rollers, they're possibly the same. Someone's asking, is the inner belt on the inside back wall connected to the other belt? I think we just have one belt.
On this one, there's just one belt.
Okay.
So the question again is?
Something about it, inner belt on the inside back wall connected to the other belt. We have one belt. It's wrapped around the drum, motor pulley, either pulley.
Right.
Spins the whole thing.
Yeah. Now there are some models that use 2 belts. Haven't seen those in a long time. Maybe if our viewer can just throw us a brand and a model number, we can look that up and get back to them.
Yeah.
Typically, most dryers for the last 20, 30 years have been just one belt.
And another viewer has like strings and clothes that keep getting pinched in the drum.
Right.
Is that related to that seal
Yeah.
that we were talking about?
Yeah, so that drum seal in the back is probably worn, and depending on your dryer, the front bearing may be worn as well. So it's allowing the drum to lower down a little bit in the front, which pulls it open in the back, and you start catching your clothing. It'll start, as you already know, it starts to damage your clothing. Probably would see that if it's a GE brand. They were pretty common that in their design, if they didn't have their front bearing system's a little different. Instead of the felt one like this one has in the nylon, they use a set of little glides, and they will wear over time, and they'll start to create that opening in the back to catch your clothing.
There's another viewer that said we forgot the parts in the back of my arm. I'm diabetic. This is keeping me alive, so we are all good there. We're not ripping those off anytime soon.
I thought you were bionic.
Yeah, I'm a little cyborg actually.
There you go.
But that looks like most of the questions.
How long did that take us to do?
About half hour.
Yeah.
So like I said, the how-to video was 10 minutes. Obviously they cut out some bits in between, but the actual start to finish repair for someone who has no idea what they were doing, half an hour.
That's
So
pretty good.
if you need some motivation to get your to-do list done, it's not as bad as you think it's gonna be.
And Sarah's right. Most repairs to appliances and most power equipment, really anybody can do. You know, it's only when you get into situations where you need some specialized equipment, like doing refrigeration work on your refrigerator, or some special tools for servicing, small gas engines on your outdoor equipment. But most things, just with patience and with a little bit of guidance from a video or somebody that's, has a little bit of knowledge, you can really do it yourself. It's just a matter of just being patient when you do it, take your time, and if you have to go back and look at the video a few times or have it running while you're doing it, that's all good. Because honestly, if as a service tech, if I was coming to your home to do this, the labor bill would probably be 3 times what the part bill is. Because you'd be paying to have me arrive at your door, and then the labor to take it apart, clean it out, and put it back together and test it. So, by doing it yourself, you save yourself a lot of money. And there's lots of support. We have lots of parts available for you. We have lots of service information, lots of videos. And
the only thing I broke were these little plastic clips.
Yep.
So
Yep.
you don't have to be scared of it.
That's right. And there's no question, sometimes things will break, especially on an older machine. You'll get things that start to get a little brittle, or you'll get into it, you'll find that something else is worn, such as we found today, that motor's got that bearing in it, which, no shame for its age. That drum felt is worn out as well. So, we'll probably do that at some point in time, get it scheduled for another day, and we'll tear it apart and change the drum felt. But basically, don't be afraid to do the repairs. There's no reason why you can't do it. Sarah, you're more than capable, and you just took your time and you did awesome. In fact, you got that front back together quicker than I probably. I just
beginner's luck.
Well, whatever it is, you did great, and it's just nice to see that the video was actually able to guide you through it.
So if there's something that you need to fix that you aren't sure about, put it in the comments, and we'll have me fix it first to show you that you can actually.
So how did you find the video?
You told me what machine.
Yeah.
And that it needed the belt and stuff done. So I went to our YouTube channel, searched for the model, found the various videos that these are all the different components that might need to be fixed on.
Yeah. And as well, you can go to our Part Select site with your model number. That's going to give you a parts breakdown, so it gives you an exploded view of the appliance, so you can kind of get a feel where things are. You can find your part, and say in this case, you look at the belt, you click on the belt. In most cases, it's going to give you all the information on the part, as well as there should hopefully be a video for it. And again, we'll walk you through how to do the repair and even some of the diagnostics on it through those videos. So there's lots of support, and we're just here to help. And these live streams are, again, about offering our help as well. So, if you got questions on any of your equipment, please put them in comments, and we'll try and get back to you as soon as we can. Well, there we go, Sarah. What do you think?
I think that is it, unless folks have more questions they want to ask, I'm just popping a discount code into the chat that
Nice.
people can use this weekend.
Very good.
Save on the repair.
Perfect.
I'm just trying to remember what the code is. There we go.
So what are we doing on the next line in 2 weeks' time?
It is balmy and warm and there is no snow here. So we are going to store our snow blower for the
Excellent.
spring. So
Excellent.
all of the bits and bobs that need to be done before it goes to sleep for
Yep.
another 6 months.
Perfect, perfect. So, you know, if you can join us in 2 weeks' time, we'll be giving you an insight as to some of the ideal things you should do when you go to put your snow blower away. Hopefully, you're all in a spot where your snow is leaving, so you'll be looking to put your snow blower away. But if not, we'll give the information so you know how to get there when the time comes. All right. Thanks very much for watching, guys. We really appreciate it, and we'll see you next time.
Have a great weekend.